Chapter 8. The Secret to the World and You. Anything we focus on we do create. So if we're really angry, for instance, at a war that's going on, or strife, or suffering, we're adding our energy to it. We're pushing ourselves, and that only creates resistance. What you resist persists. People have a tendency to look at the things that they want and say, yes, I like that. I want that. However, they look at the things that they don't want and they give them just as much energy, if not more, with the idea that they can stamp it out, they can eliminate it, obliterate it. In our society, we've become content with fighting against things. Fighting against cancer, fighting against poverty, fighting against war, fighting against drugs, fighting against terrorism, fighting against violence. We tend to fight everything we don't want, which actually creates more of a fight. The reason that what you resist persists is because if you're resisting something, you're saying, no, I don't want this thing, because it makes me feel this way, the way I am feeling right now. So you're putting out a really strong emotion of, I really don't like this feeling, and then it comes racing toward you. Resistance to anything is like trying to change the outside pictures after they have been transmitted. It's a futile pursuit. You have to go within and emit a new signal with your thoughts and feelings to create the new pictures. As you resist what has appeared, you are adding more energy and more power to those pictures you don't like, and you are bringing more of them at a furious rate. The event or circumstances can only get bigger because that is the law of the universe. The anti-war movement creates more war. The anti-drug movement has actually created more drugs because we're focusing on what we don't want, drugs. People believe that if we really want to eliminate something, focus on that. How much sense does it make for us to give the particular problem all of the energy, as opposed to focusing on trust, love, living in abundance, education, or peace? Mother Teresa was brilliant. She said, I will never attend an anti-war rally. If you have a peace rally, invite me. She knew. She understood the secret. Look what she manifested in the world. So if you're anti-war, be pro-peace instead. If you're anti-hunger, be pro-people having more than enough to eat. If you are anti a particular politician, be pro his opponent. Often elections are tipped in favor of the person that the people are really against, because he's getting all the energy and all the focus. Everything in this world began with one thought. The bigger things get bigger because more people give their thoughts to it after it has appeared. Then those thoughts and emotions keep that very event in our existence and make it bigger. If we took our minds off it and focused instead on love, it could not exist. It would evaporate and disappear. Remember, and this is one of the most difficult as well as most wonderful statements to grasp, remember that no matter what the difficulty is, no matter where it is, no matter who is affected, you have no patient but yourself. You have nothing to do but convince yourself of the truth which you desire to see manifested. It's okay to notice what you don't want, because it gives you contrast to say, this is what I do want. But the fact is, the more you talk about what you don't want, or talk about how bad it is, read about that all the time, and then say how terrible it is, well, you're creating more of that. You cannot help the world by focusing on the negative things. As you focus on the negative events of the world, you not only add to them, but you bring more negative things into your own life at the same time. When the pictures have appeared of something you do not want, it is your cue to change your thinking and emit a new signal. If it is a world situation, you are not powerless. You have all the power. Focus on everybody being in joy. Focus on abundance of food. Give your powerful thoughts to what is wanted. You have the ability to give so much to the world by emitting feelings of love and well-being, despite what is happening around you. So many times people say to me, well, James, I have to be informed. Maybe you have to be informed, but you don't have to be inundated. When I discovered the secret, I made a decision that I would not watch the news or read newspapers anymore because it did not make me feel good. The news services and the newspapers are not in any way to blame for broadcasting bad news. As a global community, we are responsible for it. We buy more newspapers when a huge drama is the headline. The news channel's ratings skyrocket when there is a national or international disaster. So the newspapers and news services give us more bad news because, as a society, that's what we are saying we want. The media is effect, and we are cause. It is just the law of attraction in action. The news services and newspapers will change what they deliver to us when we emit a new signal and focus on what we want. Learn to become still and to take your attention away from what you don't want and all the emotional charge around it, and place the attention on what you wish to experience. Energy flows where attention goes. Think truly, and thy thoughts shall the world's famine feed. Are you beginning to see the phenomenal power you have in this world just through your existence? As you focus on the good things, you feel good, and you are bringing more good things to the world. At the same time, you are bringing more good things into your own life. When you feel good, you uplift your life, and you uplift the world. The law is perfection in operation. I always say, when the voice and the vision on the inside become more profound, clear, and loud than the opinions on the outside, you've mastered your life. It's not your job to change the world or the people around you. It's your job to go with the flow inside of the universe and to celebrate it inside the world that exists. You are the master of your life, and the universe is answering your every command. Don't become mesmerized by the pictures that have appeared if they are not what you want. Take responsibility for them, make light of them if you can, and let them go. Then think new thoughts of what you want, feel them, and be grateful that it is done. One of the questions I get asked all the time is if everyone uses the secret and they all treat the universe like a catalog, aren't we going to run out of stuff? Won't everyone just make a run for it and bust the hank? What's beautiful about the teaching of the secret is that there's more than enough to go around for everyone. There is a lie that acts like a virus within the mind of humanity. And that lie is, there's not enough good to go around. There's lack and there's limitation, and there's just not enough. And that lie has people living in fear, greed, stinginess. And those thoughts of fear, greed, stinginess, and lack become their experience. So the world has taken a nightmare pill. The truth is that there's more than enough good to go around. There's more than enough creative ideas. There's more than enough power. There's more than enough love. There's more than enough joy. All of this begins to come through a mind that is aware of its own infinite nature. To think there is not enough is to look at the outside pictures and think that everything comes from the outside. When you do that, you will most surely see lack and limitation. You now know that nothing comes into existence from the outside, and that everything first comes from thinking and feeling it on the inside. Your mind is the creative power of all things. So how can there be any lack? It's impossible. Your ability to think is unlimited, and so the things you can think into existence are unlimited. And so it is with everyone. When you truly know this, you are thinking from a mind that is aware of its own infinite nature. Every great teacher who has ever walked the planet has told you that life was meant to be abundant. The essence of this law is that you must think abundance. See abundance, feel abundance, believe abundance. Let no thought of limitation enter your mind. And so just when we think that resources are dwindling, we find new resources that can achieve the same things. The true story of a Belize oil team is an inspiring example of the power of the human mind to bring forth resources. The directors of Belize Natural Energy Limited were trained by the eminent Dr. Tony Quinn, who specializes in humanistic physiology training. With Dr. Quinn's mind power training, the directors were confident that their mental picture of Belize being a successful oil-producing country would be achieved. They took a brave step forward to drill for oil in Spanish Lookout, and in one short year their dream and vision became a reality. Belize Natural Energy Limited discovered oil of the highest quality, in abundant flows where 50 other companies had failed to find any. Belize has become an oil-producing country because an extraordinary team of people believed in the unlimited power of their mind. Nothing is limited, not resources or anything else. It is only limited in the human mind. When we open our minds to the unlimited creative power, we will call forth abundance and see and experience a whole new world. Even though we say we have lack, it's because we don't open up our vision and see all of what is around us. You are here on this glorious planet, endowed with this wonderful power, to create your life. There are no limits to what you can create for you, because your ability to think is unlimited. But you cannot create other people's lives for them. You cannot think for them, and if you try to force your opinions on others, you will only attract like forces to you. So let all others create the life they want. There's enough for everyone. If you believe it, if you can see it, if you act from it, it'll show up for you. That's the truth. If you have any lack, if you are prey to poverty or disease, it is because you do not believe or do not understand the power that is yours. It is not a question of the universal giving to you. It offers everything to everyone. There is no partiality. The universe offers all things to all people through the law of attraction. You have the ability to choose what you want to experience. Do you want there to be enough for you and for everyone? Then choose that and know there is abundance of all things. There is an unlimited supply. There is so much magnificence. Each of us has the ability to tap into that unlimited invisible supply through our thoughts and feelings and bring it into our experience. So choose for you, because you're the only one who can. Everything that you want, all the joy, love, abundance, prosperity, bliss, it's there, ready for you to grab a hold of it. And you've got to get hungry for it. You've got to be intentional. And when you become intentional and on fire for what you want, the universe will deliver every single thing that you've been wanting. Recognize the beautiful and wonderful things around you, and bless and praise them. And on the other side, the things that aren't currently working the way you want them to work, don't spend your energy faulting or complaining. Embrace everything that you want so you can get more of it. Lisa's wise words, to praise and bless the things around you, are worth their weight in gold. Praise and bless everything in your life. When you are praising or blessing, you are on the highest frequency of love. In the Bible, the Hebrews used the act of blessing to bring forth health, wealth, and happiness. They knew the power of blessing. For many people, the only time they have blessed someone was when they sneezed, and so they have not used one of the greatest powers to their full advantage. The dictionary defines blessing as invoking divine favor and conferring well-being or prosperity. So begin right now to invoke the power of blessing in your life and bless everything and everyone. Likewise with praising. For when you are praising someone or something, you are giving love. And as you emit that magnificent frequency, it will return to you 100-fold. Praising and blessing dissolves all negativity. So praise and bless your enemies. If you curse your enemies, the curse will come back to harm you. If you praise and bless them, you will dissolve all negativity and discord, and the love of the praising and blessings will return to you. As you praise and bless, you will feel yourself shift into a new frequency with the feedback of good feelings. Most of the leaders in the past missed the great part of the secret, which is to empower and share with others. This is the best time to have ever been alive in history. It's the first time we've ever had the power to gain knowledge at our fingertips. With this knowledge, you are becoming aware of the truth of the world and yourself. My greatest insights into the secret on the subject of the world came from the teachings of Robert Collier, Prentice Mulford, Charles Haanel, and Michael Bernard Beckwith. With that understanding came total freedom. I truly hope that you can come to the place of that same freedom. If you can, then through your existence and the power of your thoughts, you will bring the greatest good to this world and to the future of all humankind. Secret summaries. 1. What you resist, you attract, because you are powerfully focused on it with emotion. To change anything, go within and emit a new signal with your thoughts and feelings. 2. You cannot help the world by focusing on the negative things. As you focus on the world's negative events, you not only add to them, but you also bring more negative things into your own life. 3. Instead of focusing on the world's problems, give your attention and energy to trust, love, abundance, education, and peace. 4. We will never run out of good things because there's more than enough to go around for everyone. Life is meant to be abundant. 5. You have the ability to tap into the unlimited supply through your thoughts and feelings and bring it into your experience. 6. Praise and bless everything in the world, and you will dissolve negativity and discord and align yourself with the highest frequency, love. Chapter 9. The secret to you. When we look around us, even at our own bodies, what we see is the tip of the iceberg. Think of this for a moment. Look at your hand. It looks solid, but it's really not. If you put it under a proper microscope, you'd see a massive energy vibrating. Everything is made up of the exact same thing, whether it's your hand, the ocean, or a star. Even slash thing is energy, and let me help you to understand that just a little bit. There's the universe, our galaxy, our planet, and then individuals, and then inside of this body are organ systems, then cells, then molecules, and then atoms. And then there is energy. So there are a lot of levels to think about, but everything in the universe is energy. When I discovered the secret, I wanted to know what science and physics understood in terms of this knowledge. What I found was absolutely amazing. One of the most exciting things about living in this time is that the discoveries of quantum physics and new science are in total harmony with the teachings of the secret and with what all the great teachers have known throughout history. I never studied science or physics at school, and yet when I read complex books on quantum physics, I understood them perfectly because I wanted to understand them. The study of quantum physics helped me to have a deeper understanding of the secret on an energetic level. For many people, their belief is strengthened when they see the perfect correlation between the knowledge of the secret and the theories of new science. Let me explain how you are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe. In simple terms, AL energy vibrates at a frequency. Being energy, you also vibrate at a frequency, and what determines your frequency at any time is whatever you are thinking and feeling. All the things you want are made of energy, and they are vibrating too. Everything is energy. Here is the wow factor. When you think about what you want, and you emit that frequency, you cause the energy of what you want to vibrate at that frequency, and you bring it to you. As you focus on what you want, you are changing the vibration of the atoms of that thing, and you are causing it to vibrate to you. The reason you are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe is because you have been given the power to focus your energy through your thoughts and alter the vibrations of what you are focused on, which then magnetically draws it to you. When you think about and feel those good things that you want, you have immediately tuned yourself to that frequency, which then causes the energy of all those things to vibrate to you, and they AP pair in your life. The law of attraction says that like attracts like. You are an energy magnet, so you electrically energize everything to you, and electrically energize yourself to everything you want. Human beings manage their own magnetizing energy because no one outside of them can think or feel for them. And it is thoughts and feelings that create our frequencies. Almost 100 years ago, without the benefit of all the scientific discoveries of the last 100 years, Charles Haanel knew how the universe operated. The universal mind is not only intelligence, but it is substance, and this substance is the attractive force which brings electrons together by the law of attraction so they form atoms. The atoms in turn are brought together by the same law and form molecules. Molecules take objective forms, and so we find that the law is the creative force behind every manifestation, not only of atoms, but of worlds, of the universe, of everything of which the imagination can form any conception. Bob Proctor says, I don't care what city you're living in. You've got enough power in your body, potential power, to illuminate the whole city for nearly a week. To become conscious of this power is to become a live wire / the universe is the live wire. It carries power sufficient to meet every situation in the life of every individual. When the individual mind touches the universal mind, it receives all its power. Most people define themselves by this finite body, but you're not a finite body. Even under a microscope, you're an energy field. What we know about energy is this. You go to a quantum physicist and you say, what creates the world? And he or she will say, energy. Well, describe energy. Okay, it can never be created or destroyed. It always was, always has been. Everything that ever existed always exists. It's moving into form, through form and out of form. You go to a theologian and ask the question, what created the universe? And he or she will say, God. Okay, describe God. Always was and always has been, never can be created or destroyed. All that ever was, always will be, always moving into form, through form and out of form. You see, it's the same description, just different terminology. So if you think you're this meat suit running around, think again. You're a spiritual being. You're an energy field, operating in a larger energy field. How does all of this make you a spiritual being? For me, the answer to that question is one of the most magnificent parts of the teachings of the secret. You are energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy just changes form. And that means you. The true essence of you, the pure energy of you, has always been and always will be. You can never not be. On a deep level, you know that. Can you imagine not being? Despite everything you have seen and experienced in your life, can you imagine not being? You cannot imagine it, because it is impossible. You are eternal energy. Quantum mechanics confirms it. Quantum cosmology confirms it. That the universe essentially emerges from thought, and all of this matter around us is just precipitated thought. Ultimately, TOE are the source of the universe. And when we understand that power directly by experience, we can start to exercise our authority and begin to achieve more and more. Create anything. Know anything from within the field of our own consciousness, which ultimately is universal consciousness that runs the universe. So depending upon how we use that power, positively or negatively, that's the kind of body in terms of health, that's the kind of environment we create. So we are the creators, not only of our own destiny, but ultimately we are the creators of universal destiny. We are the creators of the universe. So there's no limit, really, to human potential. It's the degree to which we recognize those deep dynamics and exercise them, the degree to which we harness our power. And that really has to do again with the level at which we think. Some of the greatest teachers and avatars describe the universe in the same way as Dr. Hagelin, by saying that all that exists is the one universal mind, and there is nowhere that the one mind is not. It exists in everything. The one mind is all intelligence, all wisdom, and all perfection, and it is everything and everywhere at the same time. If everything is the one universal mind, and the whole of it exists everywhere, then it is all in you. Let me help you understand what that means for you. It means that every possibility already exists. All knowledge, all discoveries, and all inventions of the future are in the universal mind as possibilities, waiting for the human mind to draw them forth. Every creation and invention in history has also been drawn from the universal mind, whether the person consciously knew that or not. How do you draw from it? You do it through your awareness of it, and by using your wonderful imagination. Look around you for needs waiting to be filled. Imagine if we had a great invention to do this, or imagine if we had a great invention to do that. Look for the needs, and then imagine and think their fulfillment into being. You don't have to work out the discovery or the invention. The Supreme Mind holds that possibility. All you have to do is hold your mind on the end result and imagine filling the need, and you will call it into being. As you ask and feel and believe, you will receive. There is an unlimited supply of ideas waiting for you to tap into and bring forth. You hold everything in your consciousness. Divine Mind is the one and only reality. We're all connected. We just don't see it. There isn't an out there and an in here. Everything in the universe is connected. It is just one energy field. So whichever way you look at it, the result is still the same. We are one. We are all connected, and we are all part of the one energy field, or the one Supreme Mind, or the one consciousness, or the one creative source. If you think about the law of attraction now, in terms of us all being one, you will see its absolute perfection. You will understand why your negative thoughts about someone else will return to harm only you. We are one. You cannot be harmed unless you call harm into existence by emitting those negative thoughts and feelings. You have been given free will to choose, but when you think negative thoughts and have negative feelings, you are separating yourself from the one and all good. Think about every negative emotion there is, and you will discover that every one of them is based in fear. They come from thoughts of separation and from seeing yourself as separate from another. Competition is an example of separation. First, when you have thoughts of competition, it is coming from a lack mentality, as you are saying there is a limited supply. You are saying there is not enough for everybody, so we have to compete and fight to get things. When you compete, you can never win, even if you think you won. By the law of attraction, as you compete, you will attract many people and circumstances to compete against you in every single aspect of your life, and in the end, you will lose. We are all one, and so when you compete against you. You have to get competition out of your mind and become a creative mind. Focus only on your dreams, your visions, and take all competition out of the equation. The universe is the universal supply and supplier of everything. Everything comes from the universe and is delivered to you through people, circumstances, and events by the law of attraction. Think of the law of attraction as the law of supply. It is the law that enables you to draw from the infinite supply. When you emit the perfect frequency of what you want, the perfect people, circumstances, and events will be attracted to you and delivered. It is not people who are giving you the things you desire. If you hold that false belief, you will experience lack. because you are looking at the outside world and people as the supply. The true supply is the invisible field, whether you call that the universe, the supreme mind, God, infinite intelligence, or whatever else. Whenever you receive anything, remember that you attracted it to you by the law of attraction and by being on the frequency and in harmony with the universal supply. The universal intelligence which pervades everything moved people, circumstances, and events to give that thing to you, because that is the law. We often get distracted with this thing called our body and our physical being. That just holds your spirit, and your spirit is so big it fills a room. You are eternal life. You are God manifested in human form, made to perfection. Scripturally, we could say that we are the image and the likeness of God. We could say are another way that the universe is becoming conscious of itself. We could say that we are the infinite field of unfolding possibility. All of that would be true. 99% of who you are is invisible and untouchable. You are God in a physical body. You are spirit in the flesh. You are eternal life expressing itself as you. You are a cosmic being. You are all power. You are all wisdom. You are all intelligence. You are perfection. You are magnificence. You are the creator, and you are creating the creation of you on this planet. Every tradition has told you that you were created in the image and likeness of the creative source. That means that you have God potential and power to create your world, and you are. Maybe you've created things to this point that are wonderful and worthy of you, and maybe you haven't. The question I'd ask you to consider is, are the results you have in your life what you really want? And are they worthy of you? If they're not worthy of you, then wouldn't now be the right time to change those? Because you have the power to do that. All power is from within and therefore under our control. A lot of people feel like they're victims in life, and they'll often point to past events, perhaps growing up with an abusive parent or in a dysfunctional family. Most psychologists believe that about 85% of families are dysfunctional. So all of a sudden you're not so unique. My parents were alcoholics. My dad abused me. My mother divorced him when I was 6. I mean, that's almost everybody's story in some form or not. The real question is, what are you going to do now? What do you choose now? Because you can either keep focusing on that, or you can focus on what you want. And when people start focusing on what they don't want falls away, and what they want expands, and the other part disappears. A person who sets his or her mind on the dark side of life, who lives over and over the misfortunes and disappointments of the past, prays for similar misfortunes and disappointments in the future. If you will see nothing but ill luck in the future, you are praying for such ill luck and will surely get it. If you go back over your life and focus on the difficulties from the past, you are just bringing more difficult circumstances to you now. Let it all go, no matter what it is. Do it for you. If you hold a grudge or blame someone for something in the past, you are only harming you. You are the only one who can create the life you deserve. As you deliberately focus on what you want, as you begin to radiate good feelings, the law of attraction will respond. All you have to do is make a start, and as you do, you will unleash the magic. You are the designer of your destiny. You are the author. You write the story. The pen is in your hand, and the outcome is whatever you choose. The beautiful thing about the law of attraction is that you can begin where you are, and you can begin to think real thinking, and you can begin to generate within yourself a feeling tone of harmony and happiness. The law will begin to respond to that. So now you start to have different beliefs, like there is more than enough in the universe. Or you have the belief that I'm not getting older, I'm getting younger. We can create it the way we want it by using the law of attraction, and you can break yourself free from your hereditary patterns, cultural codes, social beliefs, and prove once and for all that the power within you is greater than the power within the world. You may be thinking, well, that's very nice, but I can't do that. Or, she won't let me do that. Or, he'll never let me do that. Or, I haven't got enough money to do that. Or, I'm not strong enough to do that. Or, I'm not rich enough to do that. Or, I'm not. Every single I'm not is a creation. It is a good idea to become aware when you say, I'm not, and to think about what you are creating as you say it. A powerful insight shared by Dr. Wolf has been equally documented by all the great teachers with the power of the words I am. When you say, I am, The words that follow are summoning creation with a mighty force because you are declaring it to be fact. You are stating it with certainty. And so immediately after you say, I am tired, or I am broke, or I am sick, or I am late, or I am overweight, or I am old, the genie says, your wish is my command. Knowing this, wouldn't it be a good idea to begin to use the two most powerful words, I am, to your advantage? How about, I am receiving every good thing. I am happy, I am abundant. I am healthy. I am love. I am always on time. I am eternal youth. I am filled with energy every single day. In his book, The Master Key System, Charles Haanel claims that there is an affirmation that incorporates every single thing any human being can want, and that this affirmation will bring about harmonious conditions to all things. He adds, the reason for this is because the affirmation is in strict accordance with the truth, and when truth appears, every form of error or discord must necessarily disappear. The affirmation is this: I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. If it sounds like work to drag what you want out of the invisible and into the visible, try this shortcut. See what you want as absolute fact. This will manifest what you want with the speed of light the second you ask. It is fact in the universal spiritual field, and that field is all that exists. When you conceive something in your mind, know it is a fact, and that there can be no question about its manifestation. There is no limit to what this law can do for you. Dare to believe in your own ideal. Think of the ideal as an already accomplished fact. When Henry Ford was bringing his vision of the motor vehicle into our world, people around him ridiculed him and thought he had gone mad to pursue such a wild vision. Henry Ford knew much more than the people who ridiculed him. He knew the secret, and he knew the law of the universe. Whether you think you can or think you can't, either way you are right. Do you think you can? You can achieve and do anything you want with this knowledge. In the past, you may have underestimated how brilliant you are. Well, now you know you are the supreme mind and that you can draw anything you want from that one supreme mind. Any invention, any inspiration, any answer, anything. You can do anything you want. You are a genius beyond description. So start telling yourself that and become aware of who you really are. Are there any limits to this? Absolutely not. We are unlimited beings. We have no ceiling. The capabilities and the talents and the gifts and the power that is within every single individual that is on the planet is unlimited. Be aware of your thoughts. All your power is in your awareness of that power and through holding that power in your consciousness. Your mind can be like a runaway steam train if you let it. It can take you off to thoughts of the past and then take you off to thoughts of the future by taking past bad events and projecting those into your future. Those out-of-control thoughts are creating too. When you are aware, you are in the present and you know what you are thinking. You have gained control of your thoughts, and that is where all your power is. So how do you become more aware? One way is to stop and ask yourself, what am I thinking now? What am I feeling now? The moment you ask, you are aware, because you have brought your mind back to the present moment. Whenever you think of it, bring yourself back to the awareness of now. Do it hundreds of times each day, because, remember, all of your power is in your awareness of your power. Michael Bernard Beckwith sums up the awareness of this power when he says, remember to remember. Those words have become the theme song of my life. To help myself become more aware, so I would remember to remember, I ask the universe to give me a gentle nudge to bring me back to the present whenever my mind has taken over and is having a party at my expense. That gentle nudge happens by me bumping myself or dropping something, a loud noise, or a siren or an alarm going off. All of these things are signals to me that my mind has taken off and to come back to the present. When I receive these signals, I stop immediately and ask myself, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? Am I aware? And of course, in the moment I do that, I am aware. The very moment you ask yourself if you are aware, you are there. You are aware. The real secret of power is consciousness of power. As you become aware of the power of the secret and begin to use it, all of your questions will be answered. As you begin to have a deeper understanding of the law of attraction, you can start to make asking questions a habit, and as you do, you will receive the answer to each one. You can begin by using this book for that very purpose. If you are seeking an answer or guidance on something in your life, ask the question, believe you will receive, and then open this book randomly. At the exact place where the pages fall open will be the guidance and answer you are seeking. The truth is that the universe has been answering you all of your life, but you cannot receive the answers unless you are aware. Be aware of everything around you, because you are receiving the answers to your questions in every moment of the day. The channels those answers can come through are unlimited. They could be delivered in the form of a newspaper headline that attracts your attention, or overhearing someone speaking, or a song on the radio, or signage on a truck passing by, or receiving a sudden inspiration. Remember to remember and become aware. I have found in my own life and in others' lives that we do not think well of ourselves or love ourselves completely. To not love ourselves can keep what we want from us. When we don't love ourselves, we are literally pushing things away from us. Everything we want, whatever it may be, is motivated by love. It is to experience the feelings of love in having those things: youth, money, the perfect person, job, body, or health. To attract the things we love, we must transmit love, and those things will appear immediately. The catch is, to transmit the highest frequency of love, you must love yourself, and that can be difficult for many. If you focus on the outside and what you see now, you may trip yourself up, because what you see and feel about you now is the result of what you used to think. If you don't love you, the person you see now is likely to be full of faults that you have found in yourself. To love yourself fully, you must focus on a new dimension of you. You must focus on the presence inside of you. Take a moment and sit still. Focus on feeling the life presence inside you. As you focus on the presence within, it will begin to reveal itself to you. It is a feeling of pure love and bliss, and it is perfection. That presence is the perfection of you. That presence is the real you. As you focus on that presence, as you feel, love, and praise that presence, you will love yourself fully, quite possibly for the first time in your life. Anytime you look at yourself with critical eyes, switch your focus immediately to the presence within, and its perfection will reveal itself to you. As you do this, all imperfections that have manifested in your life will dissolve, because imperfections cannot exist in the light of this presence. Whether you want to regain perfect eyesight, dissolve disease and restore well-being, turn poverty into abundance, reverse aging and degeneration, or eradicate any negativity, focus on and love the presence within you and perfection will manifest. The absolute truth is that the I is perfect and complete. The real I is spiritual and can therefore never be less than perfect. It can never have any lack, limitation, or disease. Secret summaries. 1. Everything is energy. You are an energy magnet, so you electrically energize everything to you and electrically energize yourself to everything you want. 2. You are a spiritual being. You are energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It just changes form. Therefore, the pure essence of you has always been and always will be. 3. The universe emerges from thought. We are the creators not only of our own destiny but also of the universe. 4. An unlimited supply of ideas is available to you. All knowledge, discoveries, and inventions are in the universal mind as possibilities, waiting for the human mind to draw them forth. You hold everything in your consciousness. 5. We are all connected, and toe are all one. 6. Let go of difficulties from your past, cultural codes, and social beliefs. You are the only one who can create the life you deserve. 7. A shortcut to manifesting your desires is to see what you want as absolute fact. 8. Your power is in your thoughts, so stay aware. In other words, remember to remember.